See you laid out on the floor, try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more, claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports.
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game, A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS back in the building. Shout out to BG Bud, Don't Stop Canelo on deck. What it do, man? I see you. Salute to all of you that's on your way or en route. If you select to tune in, hit the like button. Appreciate you. Let's get down to the news. The news. There's so much news going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much, take my time and filter through this and try to break it down as clearly as possible. All right. Because there's been a surplus of big topics, big news drops that fight fans are happy about. But you still get to hear the criticism of people who never gonna be satisfied. Never, ever gonna be satisfied. Let's start off with Kid Austin. I got to start off with Kid Austin because his knockout is still fresh in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? The chit chatter of the boxing fans over here. People are saying that Kid Austin finally has arrived. And, that's what I said, really. Kid Austin's been here. If you tell his dad he's finally arrived, he said, what do you mean? He's been here already. I mean, when we say arrived, that means to the status of worthy popularity, where they consider you to be a legitimate contender at this point in time. For Kid Austin, we're talking about 135-pound division, lightweight. Kid Austin went in there yesterday and blasted through Tevin Farmer. When I say blasted through, it's a 1-round stoppage. Tevin Farmer was 33-8-1 with 8 knockouts heading into this fight. All right. He was on a 3-fight losing streak. Majority decision loss, split decision loss, unanimous decision loss. Then you get down to the knockouts. He had been stopped by Jose Pedraza in 8 rounds out of an 8-round affair. He lost a UD to a fighter called Kamil Laznik, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. He lost his first fight in his debut. Oscar Santana, you know what I'm saying, stopped him in the 4th round in Baltimore. And then his third stoppage out of his 9 losses came last night in the 1st round by none other than Kid Austin. Kid Austin improved to 19-0 with 13 knockouts. What was funny about this is that it was word out there that they wasn't worried about Tevin Farmer, causing any serious damage to Kid Austin because he only had 8 knockouts. Me being who I am at certain points of time, I said, well, Kid Austin don't have no more than 4 knockouts. I mean, if you really want to be petty about it, Tevin Farmer has more experience. Kid Austin only had 4 knockouts. Now he has 5 more. I commend him for how he went out there and then play it safe. Much more experienced fighter than Tevin Farmer. He went at him. He grabbed him. He grabbed the rhythm. He grabbed the momentum early. He didn't allow it to marinate. The opening bell, he came to fight. Wasn't no hesitation. Wasn't no lengthy thought process. This is the heat of battle. Schofield went out there and put the gloves to work. I liked it. I liked it. Congratulations to Floyd Schofield for going out there and getting busy right away, immediately, expeditiously, prompt to. That's what he did. Prompt to. He got busy. No signature needed. He got busy on Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer never had a chance, man. You know what I'm saying, BG? He never had a chance, man. Coming back that age on a quick turnaround, I tried to tell people what it was. I say, man, this quick turnaround isn't healthy. Your body don't have enough time to recover. You went a total of 23 rounds with Cepeda. Let me see, 22 rounds. Because I think the first one was a 10 round or whatever. Went 22 rounds with Cepeda. And you come in here on a quick turnaround against a fighter who a lot of people was saying didn't have that much experience and all that. But truth be told, I mean, a lot can happen to your body fighting that many rounds, going to war, and then taking just a little bit of time out and jumping right back into fight camp. Yeah, you're gonna feel good in fight camp because you get to go home and rest. But when it comes time, the opening bell, and you got to go in there and leave the line of departure, which is your locker room, and cross the battlefield and go to war, your body is going to speak to you differently. You know what I'm saying? Your body is going to tell you, I'm tired. Your body's going to say it was the wrong decision. But Tevin, whether he needed to check or not, Schofield cashed that. Whether he needed just a check, Schofield cashed that. Cashed it. He cashed it, yo. Now, was it as brutal as Norman Jr.'s? No, it wasn't. Let's just cut through the confetti. Okay, let's just cut through the confetti. He has Schofield had a worthy performance, considerable performance. But it was Tevin Farmer, bro. And yes, Tevin was stopped. Is it fight of the year? No, I can't say it's fight of the year. Is it worthy of being mentioned in conversation? Absolutely, yo. He did his thing. Young Lion, man, goddamn broke the chain. He broke the chain. People was giving him mad love now. Young Bull was up there shedding genuine tears. That just goes to show you, man, that dude's human too. You know what I'm saying? They listen. They read the comments and criticism. They absorb and sponge all that. Schofield was crying real tears in there, yo. I was happy for the young bull, for real. I've been happy for his pops. His pops pretty much said that was going to happen. I'm just being honest. He pretty much said that Tevin Farmer was in trouble. Did he not, y'all? He did say that. Stickin' Boys Fishing and Sport. What's good? OG Bruce Gas on deck. Salute to you. What's good, man? Commission on deck. What's good? Hey, man. I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that he went out here and he's all over the media right now. I mean, the right hand that he landed on Tevin Farmer initially was clean. I'm talking about cleaner than a Cadillac on a Sunday morning, goddammit. I mean, that mug was clean. Clack, clack. I mean, it was flush on the jaw. All the measurements lined up well. Serious. He cracked him. And then hit him with a little short left hook on the way down to the goddamn seated position. Only thing he had to do next time is put the seatbelt on him, and the game was over. Call it a night. The only thing I know, both of these guys was wearing rival gloves, different colors, and Floyd Schofield went in there and did what Floyd needed to do to set boxing, a buzz. And the good thing about it, they still talking they trash. Of course, he called out Shakur Stevenson. Man, what you talking about? People actually want to see some good matches at 135. And you know what I think I think some of them going to happen. I know Schofield got Cepeda coming up, but Abdullah Mason's still in the hunt. He's coming off a vicious stoppage. You have Andy Cruz. Can't sleep on Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is still live and in living color, bro. Still got Keyshawn Davis. You still have a lot of hitters at 135, man. And the good thing about it, we should be seeing something take place in the near future. I mean, there's movement. There's activity. There should be something taking place with Schofield in the near future, man. Once they get, they try to figure out what's going on with the IBF and the WBO. So let me go down to the rankings right quick at 135. And if you're here, can you hit the like button? Appreciate you. So IBF, yeah, Mirataya, who's the champion. I'm curious to know who's going to be next up for him. And then you have the WBO, which is vacant, which Abdullah Mason is said to be next against Sam Noakes. Abdullah Mason gets his first title shot at a WBO crown at 135. That is going to be a grandiose moment. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Mason squad. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to know how Schofield is going to move in these sanctioning bodies, because he's ranked number 8 in the IBF. Okay. Number 2 in the WBA. Nothing in the WBC. And the WBO, Schofield is not ranked. So guess what? That's going to be interesting as to who he fights for a title, to be honest. I'm curious to know who's going to be next. Is it going to be, he called out Shakur Stevenson. But one thing we do know for sure is that Turki Al-Sheikh can make some fights. And it doesn't matter where you at in the ranking system. Turki Al-Sheikh want the fight, he gets it. So we'll try to see what happens in that case with Floyd Schofield next opponent. As for Tevin Farmer, the only thing I can say for him is that you have kids, bro. You're 34 years of age. I don't know how you feeling inside. Maybe take definitely the rest of the year off. You need to take the rest of the year because he's going to be suspended anyway. So take the rest of the year and find out what you want to do, because you're on a four fight skid. I don't want to see Tevin Farmer going through some medical issues. He seemed to be a very good dude, and Schofield even said it like, "Hey man, I hope him well. I hope he's doing well." He didn't wish no ill will. They was just selling the fight or whatever, but they're actually good friends. So I think he should take some time off. I still think he's young enough to get some more fights, but title contention, I just don't see it, people. I think he should just let it go and just fight, for some paychecks here and there and get out the sport. I don't know what his financial life is, but I definitely want to see Tevin Farmer healthy. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep you updated on that. Let's get to the grand news of Turki Al-Sheikh. You know, there has been a Ferris wheel of live streams that was going on. Don't hate me, because every now and then I can pour the castor oil and you know, on the words and make them as slick as they should be. But there has been a Ferris wheel of live streams going on between Norman Sr. and Bill Haney. I mean, someone was solid and the others just leave you confused, man, like you at a roundabout and you don't know which road to take to get to your destination. And we was just going here and back and forth, back and forth. And you know, I was believing Senior and basically not willing to give up too much information before all the T's was crossed and later the I's dotted. He kept it professional. He didn't want to disclose too much information. But when you know, Turki Al-Sheikh said Brian Norman and Devin Haney will meet for the WBO welterweight title in November in Riyadh. Turki Al-Sheikh announced Haney will attempt to win a third division title in his first fight as a full-fledged 147-pounder. Norman delivered one of the 2025's best KOs early this month versus Jin Sasaki in Tokyo. A picture, you know, has been circulating. I really don't know who these two people are. Is that supposed to be one Norman and one Devin? Or was somebody child given the opportunity within the royal family to say, hey, where's that picture that Ellie did? Huh? Where does Sarah put that picture? Okay, let's put that out there and see what the fans have to say. That looked like Frank Martin and Lamont Roche to me. I don't know who that is. That can't be Brian Norman and Devin Haney. That can't be. I don't know who hair. If that's supposed to be Devin Haney in the blue, I don't know when he ever looked like that. Who wear their beard like that? Is that supposed to be Devin Haney on the left hand side? I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to figure out who's who, because I don't remember Brian Norman being that dark skinned. You know, I mean, somebody tell me who these dudes is, man. I feel like it's being infiltrated. But this right here is more like it. This right here, these images right here give me a bit more clarity. Okay? A bit more clarity. Breaking from Turki Al-Sheikh. Brian Norman, who has been contending at 147 pounds, welterweight world champion, is now set to face Devin Haney, who's a former undisputed lightweight world champion. And look, it's not how you start, but it's how you get there. And once upon a time, I said Devin Haney's resume was mediocre. He didn't get the shot. Teofimo wouldn't give him the shot. He ended up getting it the hard way, going over to complete the Aussie double, winning the titles, defending the titles twice, yo. He came out of that era. Devin Haney came from behind of that era and did it the best. He did it better than Lomachenko. He did it better than Teofimo Lopez. He did it better than Kambosos. He defended his titles. Plus, he had every one of them. Forget the franchise. He had every one of them because he was the WBC champion already. Now he moves up to 140. He beats Regis. He's 2 division. So heading into this fight, you know, who has more of the momentum heading into this fight in November? Of course, Norman does. Why? First of all, he's younger. He's a more stronger fighter. He was blessed with the power aspect for which a lot of people criticize Devin. But when it comes to Devin, one of the pros is his technical proficiency. Okay? they grade Devin's technical skills to be that higher of Brian Norman. I don't know if everybody agree, but that's what they're saying. Okay. And he is a very smooth, skilled, technical fighter, period. He's been around a lot of greats in the sport of boxing, and I'm pretty sure he learned a lot. What comes into the fog, hot and heavy, is the fact that people still have the image of what happened when he stepped in there with Ryan Garcia. Yes, we understand Ryan Garcia was dirty, but he stepped in there and it didn't fare well. It didn't fare well so much that he showed warrior spirit and made it to the 12th round. But also you have to factor in the punishment that was inflicted, that he received. So it's going to be a very much a firestorm of receipts heading into November. There's going to be bulletized, line for line details of conversation pieces that people are going to have. Curious as to know how Devin is going to look, because they was looking forward. They was trying to figure out how he was going to look against Jose Ramirez, right? They just didn't see that. Now they're going to, attempt to transfer that data and ask the same thing, how he's going to look in there against Brian Norman. Can he handle Norman's power? And also, what plan would Devin bring to the ring with him? The same would be asked of what's the game plan for Team Norman Jr. walking into the ring with a fighter like Devin Haney. Both of these fighters are experienced in their own right. Both of these fighters have different styles. You know what I'm saying? Both of them have different styles. But let's not act like not long ago, people was talking about how Devin don't sell. He's not as entertaining. That's why I say the momentum for Norman is he's done flipped on the switch, and a lot of fight fans are looking at it like, this is what we can expect. This is what we can expect. They already giving you the preamble. This is what we can expect. Norman out the gate. This is what we can expect. With Haney and his fan base anxiously awaiting him to step back in the ring after the year layoff, I know they was disappointed. I'm like, dang, they waited all that long, and he gets a fight card with Ryan Garcia and supposed to be a step for potential part 2 of him and Ryan Garcia. Garcia dropped the bag, but yet Haney did, put a bow tie on the win. But it just wasn't something that people was jumping up and down for. They wasn't cheering, yo. It was dissatisfying. Low excitement value. I mean, it was a lot of criticism going around. But neither here nor there, man, the fight is signed. The fight has been signed, people. Let me get to the chat right quick. Shout out to the boxing queen, Jessica, on deck. Hey, man, you ain't lying, right? He was asleep, bro. He was asleep. He was asleep for real. Dan on deck. I see you. What's good? Devin got the fro, and that's not Norman's hairstyle. I know, man. I don't know what the heck. You know what I'm saying? Seems like both of them have a beard. They have facial hair. I don't know who was drawing that. I don't know what the heck they be putting out this freaking. This is another perfect example. I'm gonna show you a little later. I don't know if they have some apprentice over there that they're trying to work into the artist, the graphic design division, and they're doing some internship, but they're terrible. They terrible, bro. AB on deck. What's good? Frank Martin, Lamont Roach. I'm telling you, man. I think they went in the archives and somebody said, "Man, they look just like them two niggas." Man, hey, don't these look like Norman and Haney? That's Frank Martin. That's Frank Martin Lamar Roach. They ain't gonna tell the difference. Put that shit out there, man. Frank Martin needs some publicity anyway. Put that thing out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Look over there. I'm convinced that Turkey them be playing. I always said it, man. I continue to say it. They be playing with us, bro. That's not the first time. They did Crawford the same way. They put the brothers out there looking crazy. They had Crawford out here looking like Don Cheadle. You know, I mean, come on, bro. All black people don't look alike. But when you sitting up here making somebody look like they aged considerably, that's not cool, man. Don Vaughn, what it do, man? Like, let me just drop this up here right quick. Not to get off topic. I just gotta show it to the people right quick because they play games with us, man. Now you tell me, you all explain this to me. Who is that to the right as you're looking at the screen? That's supposed to be Crawford. Is that supposed to be Crawford? When have you ever seen Crawford look like that, dog? Seriously. Somebody need to stay off the apps. Stop photoshopping the heck out of this, man. I mean, that doesn't even look like Canelo to me. That look like a guy they call Wally, man. For real. Porky, Wally. You know what I'm saying? Theodore. That don't look like Canelo to me. And the guy in the middle, I have no idea who that is, man. Seriously, I don't know, man. I don't know, but that definitely, in my opinion, doesn't look like Crawford. That looked like a guy who's working for a broadcast, and he may be the executive of a broadcast. Look bit older. You know, Crawford looks way older than 37, 38. You know what I'm saying? He looks way older. But you know, it is what it is. I just had to put that up there. But back to the game though. Brian Norman, Devin Haney, man. November after the September fight is gonna be a huge fight. Now the conversations that I've been hearing, the talking points, fight fans are always complaining. Some of the complaints are relevant and some are definitely irrelevant. But this is one of the complaints. This is the tip of the blade that seems to have people feeling some type of way. They feel that Turkey is having this fight outside of the U.S. and this fight should be internal to the U.S. grid square. Okay, I can understand why certain people are feeling some type of way about it. You're getting Crawford Canelo. This is going to be in Vegas, and a lot of you are not going to show up to the fight. Why? Because it's too expensive. Period. You wanted to be here in the States, and you were saying, "Yeah, I was going to show up to that fight." No, you weren't. A lot of you cats are not showing up to Vegas because it's absolutely a pocket changer. Seriously. It's a pocket changer. You know it. I know it. Stop playing. Now for Haney and Norman Jr., it would be great if the fight was scheduled. I mean, the fight was set for a venue and date over here in the U.S. only if it was somewhere in Atlanta. Okay, if this fight was in Atlanta, the dirty, I would be entirely pleased with that because we need boxing to return back down here. The grid square has been on life support for a minute. We do have OTX, okay? You know, OTX is like that banana bag, that IV. OTX has been doing their thing down here, you know, keeping the city hydrated a little bit and all that. But since Tank, we've been struggling for big fights. Shakur and Jamel Herring came down here, but it wasn't Tank. It wasn't Tank and Gamboa. It wasn't Tank and Barrios. If this fight would be down in the A, it would be huge. It would have been huge for us. But Turkey taking it over there for Riyadh season, what I'm hearing is they act like they want it in the States, but every time you mention Georgia, oh no, can't have it in Georgia. I mean, they just go to hating. And then they want to, talk about the money aspect. I do not care how much money Turkey Al-Sheikh is losing. This man wakes and lays his head differently than a lot of you that's on this YouTube stuff. His whole entire freaking morning and nights are different than what we experience. I don't care about how much money. I wish these boxing fans would stop talking about how much money Turkey Al-Sheikh is losing. If he's selected to have a fight in Times Square, that's Turkey. If he's selected to have it in a park, cool. If he wanted to have it on the roof of a landing pad, that's him. If he wanted to have it on the top of Stone Mountain, that's Turkey. He has the funds to do this. Why are you humans worried about how much money he's losing? My only concern is to hear that these fighters are getting paid the most money they ever got. Norman and freaking Haney is about to get paid very well. Okay? They're about to get paid very well. I'm glad that Norman is getting this fight. Primarily because his pop said he wanted his son to take home $1 million. What I've told people before is that these are not country bumpkin average street dudes that don't have anything going for them down here in the A. I mean, he actually has a very solid, reputable business down here. They're not country bumpkins riding around with t-shirts and trying to find out, you know what I'm saying, where can they go get some deer meat? Is there any way that I can cut your grass for a cool $25? I mean, they have his senior has his own business, bro. So they're not up here like now the son is about to get the big paycheck. Now the son is about to, sit pretty nicely. Now it's all working out. He's only 24. Now it's all coming full circle when it comes to the paycheck. He's about to get paid. Not only that, he's about to have another showcase under the bright lights. Now against a top tier, former undisputed and 2-division world champion, Devin Haney. He's about to go in there with the biggest name of his boxing career right now. This name right here is big, especially for Norman Jr. because of what Devin has accomplished and Devin's freaking popularity. Though riddled with criticism, Devin has a bigger name than Norman Jr. Until recent. I believe both of these guys' names is just as big. I'm serious. In the boxing, they level themselves out. Like I said, Norman came from the back, just like Devin did at 135. It took him a little bit of a slow start to get where he needed to be. And these last performances that he had has people actively dropping his name. Also, you have all these channels just doing interviews every way you look. He's on all these channels, man. Him and Devin have similar freaking motion as to how they rise, because Devin didn't used to be on social media that much. Norman didn't used to be on social media that much. Both of them are out in the open right now. You know what I'm saying? Center square, doing more interviews, talking to the fans. I'm curious to know how the press conference is going to be. Bill, you have to factor him into the equation that he's going to have somebody else on the other side. That's gonna, I don't know if he's gonna be on stage, man, but Senior can talk trash just as much as Bill Haney can. I don't know if he's gonna be on stage. But Norman Jr. has shown that he's a pretty low-key, cool hand Luke trash talker For real. Not too much energy invested into it, but he let his words speak, and we know Devin, to be honest with you, Devin trash talk game. If I was to rate it, 1 out of 2, 2 being the extreme peak highest, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It'll be a -5. He need to work on his trash talking. Bill just blow him out the water. If it wasn't for his pops, Devin would just be up there saying some crazy stuff. But Bill, the one just set the mood. Bill can basically have the room laughing. But also, I think Senior can talk just as much trash. If he selects to. Now, for both of these fighters heading in here, they still in their 20s. It's gonna be a banger, yo. I like it. I like this fight, man. An end of the year banger. I like it. I'm not gonna hold you. I like it, man. I could care less if Turki Al-Sheikh is throwing this fight over in Riyadh season. Because I'm so sick and tired of fight fans over here talking about a fighter don't sell. Brian Norman ain't sold 2 pesos and a Groupon in Georgia. He ain't fought in Georgia. Okay. Shut up about the fight not being here in the States then. If you saying Devin can't sell no tickets, and you want to bring up how Ryan Garcia was 55 and Devin was 45, if you want to talk about both of these fighters not being ticket sellers, shut up when it comes to the fight being in Riyadh season. Be quiet. Just let it go. You're not making any sense if you're saying they don't sell tickets, and that's the first point of your argument that you want to drive home, and then you turn back around and say, man, I hate Turki Al-Sheikh taking off. Shut your punk whining behind up, man. Y'all want to talk about they ain't selling tickets, but you up here blowing snot bubbles because Turki Al-Sheikh is going to have it in Saudi. No, nada. Be quiet. Time out. Stop all that softness, okay? Y'all don't know what y'all want. I can tell you what they do enjoy being in. They enjoy being in groups, talking this nonsense, and having all these other people, yeah. And Norman ain't sold nothing. He ain't sold nothing in Georgia. I walk through the streets. I'm not just saying, I walked Friday when it was around 4, when they getting off work, and I asked a total of 63 people, do you know who Brian Norman is down here? And all of them said no. I mean, we've seen this before, yo. They'll get on Devin Haney. Devin Haney, man, that performance didn't increase his value. I'm telling you, man, he don't sell no tickets either. Ryan Garcia beat him down, and this, that, and the other, right? But you mad that Turki is not having the fight in the U.S. Please check yourself. Please, yo. I'm tired of hearing this whine and crap, man. You talk about they don't sell tickets in the A. You don't suggest that the fight be in the A. Some of y'all trying slowly but surely to peel back the freaking costume and act like you're a Devin Haney fan the whole time. Even after he looked the way he did against Ryan Garcia. No, stop it, man. You're a fraud. We have a lot of frauds that's showing their true colors. You want to talk about both fighters don't sell tickets, but yet you whining and griping. You bitter. You showing your minstrel. You know what I'm saying? You're bleeding all over the place, God damn it. Forensics. We need them to come in and say, hey, listen, you can't come over here no more. You're bleeding too much. You're bleeding heavy right now. You can't come over here crying and bleeding at the same time. People, let it go. Stop trying to say that Turki Al-Sheikh is losing all this money like you have an investment in Turki Al-Sheikh and your stocks are dropping because the fight is not going to be in the States. Let it go. I'm being serious. Let that go. I'm so sick of y'all saying the same thing over and over again. It just makes y'all come off like, you seriously desperate. You're not satisfied that we get to see the fight. You acting like Turkey hasn't thrown some big fights over in Saudi already. Just be happy that you even seeing the fight. That's all I'm saying. Be happy you seeing the fight. You want to talk about ticket sales, ticket sales, ticket sales. Ask yourself, how are you contributing to the ticket sales? If the fight was to be over here, how are you going to contribute? Criticizing them online? Let's just say Turkey announced that the fight was going to be in Georgia. Atlanta, right? State Farm. Wherever they was going to have it, right? The same opening argument would be, I don't know why Turkey having that down in Atlanta. Brian Norman ain't sold down here. Devin, he's a West Coast guy. That was just stupid of Turkey to do that. That was just so stupid of him to do that. You can't win for losing with these fight fans. If Turkey would have scheduled that fight to be over here in the States, it would have dropped it in the A. Man, they would have been criticizing. They would have been barking out here, putting their hand on top of their head. Oh, my God. People say, hey, sir, you okay? Man, can you believe you watch boxing? Oh, yeah, sure. Do you know the fight that just was announced? Between Norman Jr. and Haney? Yeah. Look, do you know they having it down here? They are. Why you seem like you happy about that? Bro, it ain't going to sell. It won't sell. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to do. And listen to me. It won't sell. Why is Turkey? And then they're going to say, oh, man. Hey, you want to do a space, man? We got to talk about it. You want to do a live stream on YouTube? Hey, man. Turkey about losing money. Turkey going to lose some money on Brian Norman. You can't win for losing with these cats, bro. They worried about Turkey's pockets. See, I know what it is. A lot of these dudes finding out that these fighters are getting higher guarantees than they ever got in their career. And they wish it could be them. They said, damn. They have these moments where they say, how can I get in the ranking systems? How can I get in either of the ranking systems, man? I just want to go over there and hold Turkey's hand and say, hey, can you just give me, all I want is $1 million take home. Can you just do me? You won't ever see me again, Turkey. Please. Some of these dudes just want to beg and plead with Turkey. They just want one shot, like M said. They want one shot. But back to the business, though. I'm speaking the truth. These dudes constantly talk about Turkey's pockets and how much money he's losing, and fights not being in the U.S. But when the fight is in the U.S., you all complain. You know why you complain? Because you love talking about money that doesn't concern you. They talk about, oh man, how many? It's truly the special ed of combat sports. Hey, did y'all hear? What the numbers were? They have to go through this whole entire emotional, intro. Dude, you okay? You got a headache? No, man. I just want to say, did y'all hear these numbers? Oh my God, yo. Supposedly they did 240,000. Oh man. They don't sell. These fighters need to do. That's what I'm saying. They go on the same tangent all the time. They want to talk about numbers. And after they go on all these emotionally fueled tangents talking about numbers, nothing changes. They wait for the next announcement. They go back to talk about fights they want to see. Fights I want to see. Fights I want to see. Fights I want to see. Then, this fight may happen. This fight, then they got to wait. And then now one of the fights gets announced. We get Norman and Haney. After weeks and weeks of back and forth online, you know what I'm saying, verbal exchanges between both fathers, Turkey makes it official, right? He makes it official, bro. And now the complaint is it's in Saudi and not over here in the US. Man, y'all need to stop that. Y'all need to stop putting yourselves out there like that. You need to stop it. Shout out to my guy, CW in the building. What's good, C-Dub? Salute to you, man. Hope all is well, man. You're a solid one, man. Appreciate you. Why Norman ain't fighting the champions at 147? Hey, man, good question as to why a lot of things ain't happening. Hey, C-Dub, you have to ask why is Barrios fighting Pacquiao? C-Dub, you gotta ask why is Barrio fighting the grand old man of boxing? Money. Pacquiao. Can somebody give me a bucket, please, and get my oxygen tank? Damn, I forgot. I used to watch Manny when he was in diapers. I forgot, man. You know what I'm saying? Why is Manny Pacquiao fighting Barrios? And then, you have Norman fighting Haney, which is, I guess it's going to take them a little bit of time to get around to the champions fighting one another. And also you got Boots Ennis, who's unified, waiting on him to dump the titles. We really don't have any true predictions on how boxing, is going to plan their manifesto. We don't know it, man. All we can do is get on here and talk. Have these conversations, man. And people throw in all these miscellaneous suggestions, predictions. Nothing's never hitting the mark. They're just creating stuff, man. They're just throwing darts all the time on what they believe. Hey, man, I think this should happen. I think that should happen. But, bro, we don't have a clue. We don't have a clue, man. Turk probably blows his nose with Benjamins. He definitely doesn't care about losing money. Hey, Don, you need to somehow, some way, man, see if you have any family members that own a blimp. You need to see if can they put that thing high in the sky, man, and tell these social media voices to stop talking about the money that Turkey's losing. Who cares? This man is selecting to hold fights in very odd places. He knows what the risk is. Whether he treats it like a risk, obviously he doesn't. I haven't heard Turkey say one time, I have spoken to the higher court, and then they has spoken to me about my recent purchases, especially the purchases in boxing. And up to this point, they say I have blown through, several hundreds of $1 million. And when they told me, I raised my head and I said, so why did you call me here? You know that we're blowing through money and it's okay because it's transparent. We're rich. And then they laughed and said, Turkey, you're right. We're rich. Go ahead and do what you was going to do. I just want to make you aware that, man, I didn't know so much the numbers can go as high as they have in such a short period of time. Go back and do what you was doing, Turkey. We apologize for bothering you. Go ahead, blow some more $1 million. It's okay. Y'all need to leave them alone, man. They don't think like us, bro. Yeah, man. Norman, get in the bag, bro. Salute to Andrew Charles, man, with the 10-piece in the super chat. Much appreciated, man. Thanks for your support. One love, as always, man, for supporting the channel. Andrew said, Farmer was a huge step up for Schofield. Can't believe Tevin got smoked like that. Well done to Kid Austin, man. You will never lie. I did not expect him to smoke him out in one round, man. I know some people that's happy as heck who betted on a one round stoppage. I just didn't see it. I was even on here and I was saying to myself, I just don't see, Schofield getting it done. I just thought Tevin had too much for him. But also I did factor in that Tevin Farmer was on a quick turnaround. You know, that could degrade your body. D-Ray live on the drive. What's good with you, D-Ray? Norman Jr. still green. Devin a vet. I'm favoring Devin in the matchup. All right. I mean, Andrew, you have to look at it like this too. They were saying that Schofield was green prior to stepping in there with freaking Farmer. You seen what happened. I don't know how we're going to say a champion is green. I really don't know how we're going to say that when they defend their title. They defend their title and they still consider green. I don't know if I agree with that. You get a 60-inch HD TV for under $500. That's like front row center. This generation saw, right? Right? They be right there. Hey, Bruce. And also, that $500, you know how they're gonna get that recompensated, right? They're gonna get that reimbursement by having a fight party. Hey, I just got a new 60-inch, man. Come over here. Let's have a fight party. But hold up. Let everybody know it's gonna be 10 ahead. 10 ahead. BYOB. 10 ahead. Okay. We gotta bring $10 to watch the fight. Yeah, man. The pay-per-view is $500, dog. Yeah, we gotta get that money back. You're gonna have the best seat in the house. Man, come on, man. They have fight parties. They might throw some get some Doritos up in there. Some freaking wieners. I'm saying some cheesiest finger food, and then try to charge people 10 ahead. Now, D-Ray, you know good and well that wouldn't even be fair, bro. Senior's actually a professional fighter. So it wouldn't even be fair, bro. Come on, man. It wouldn't even be fair, dog. I wouldn't even want that to happen. They count Turkey pockets for sure. I have no idea why they're so interested in counting his pockets. Real talk. They need to change their names from content creators to coping creators. I'm just trying to figure it out. Give me a minute. Tevin head was twitching every time he got up. Maybe Tourette's. Man, he was doing that last fight, but he selected to come back. Quick turnaround, man. He selected to do it. I'm favoring Norman. He is getting better and better. I don't think he's green at all, man. No, not when you're defending your title. Not when you're a full-blown champion and defending your title. I don't buy the green status, the green tag. I don't. D-Ray said pay-per-view or Netflix. Good question. I mean, the fight is going to be in Riyadh season. I don't know if it's going to be on Netflix. And I can't tell you if it's going to be on pay-per-view. I don't think it's going to be on either. I don't know, man. I would say pay-per-view way before Netflix. I don't think the fight big enough to be on Netflix. But then again, I don't know how to gauge what they consider to be big enough to go on the broadcast? Good question. I don't know if that's going to be a TKO card. I don't know. That's a good question. Have you heard any information out there or seen any information that this is going to be on a TKO card? I'm curious to know if it's going to be on TKO card or not. I'm very curious to know. Okay. Yeah, I'm very curious to know. But also what I want to know, how they're going to do the pressers. I like the 3 pressers that they did for Crawford Canelo. I can almost assure you that they're only going to have 2 pressers for Norman and Haney. It would make no sense to go above and beyond. And this is a defense of Norman's title and not a unification. Now, if this was a unification, you know, it was Boots and Norman, or Norman Barrios or something like that, it's different. It'd be different. But I don't think Turkey's going to have them go to Riyadh and then come back to the States for 2 pressers. No. I think they're going to have possibly 1 presser. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just assuming. Who knows how many pressers they're going to have for this fight? But I hope I broke it down, you know, pretty simple, because, you know, when people ask me about, you know, coming on here all the time, and I said, the fight fans say the same thing over and over again. And some of these content creators, they speak on the same stuff over and over again. It's just so redundant. And you have to say, right, why is it all about money that they're not involved in? It's not like their job is on the line. Why is it all about money? With these people? They want to talk about pay-per-view numbers. And then when the fight is on Netflix, they say, oh man, that's gonna be bum, man. That's gonna bum out, man. It ain't, I mean, like boxing fans are never satisfied. When are they gonna be satisfied? You want the fight over here in the US, but you complain all the time about what the pay-per-view price point is gonna be. And then all you hear is people crying about the fight ain't gonna sell. The fight ain't gonna sell. It's not gonna sell. It's not gonna sell. Oh, you got pirating going on. You have people that's fire stick. It's not gonna sell. So why ask for it to be over in the US? You think Turkey and his people don't listen to all y'all complaining out here? You don't think Turkey have people that he's paying to frequent these chats and let them know, report back to what's going on, what's the buzz? That's why he took the fight down for Canelo Crawford. And he told you, just so he can see the reaction of the people, the boxing fans. He wanted to see what type of, you know, how will it affect the fight fans? How would it get them to react? And then he found out and put it back out there saying, yeah, Crawford and Canelo is going to be happening soon. This, and this. It will happen soon. But, you know, me, all I'm saying is hearing the same people, hearing the same topic be brought out about fighters ain't selling tickets. And then when they do fight in the US, when it's Crawford Madrimov, they say that they didn't pack out the place. Oh, they didn't pack out the place. What does it matter to you? Jesus Christ. Like, why does it matter? You know, look, these people, they clearly refuse to accept that if arena capacity is 40,000 and the ticket capacity is 25,000, they always speak on it to his overall capacity as if every seat in the house should constitute a ticket. And that's not the way it goes. If the seat capacity for that fight is 25,000 and the capacity is 40,000 of the venue, well, you will see some areas that's roped off. It happens all the freaking time. But you listen to these cats talk, and they can't even sell out this. They can't even sell out that. I'm like, God damn. I mean, unless you in Wembley Stadium, you go to Wembley Stadium and you know some big name fighters, you know they're gonna open up every section because they different over there. The UK people are gonna show up and pack the house. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen. Lower ticket prices and lower pay-per-view, all that. But over here, you have somebody that'll pan the area and say, "Oh man, the arena's empty," and you're still on the undercard. Oh, look at how many seats are empty, bro. You're still on the undercard, man. People are not gonna come into the main card if it's a big card and you got a heavy co-main and a headliner. Anyway, I was just trying to break that down to you, bro. Yeah, he is. He is, Don. Hey, he knows it. But I'm like this. Hey, man, do your thing. Do your thing, man. I can't do the gimmicks, man. I can't do the gimmicks. And I wish I can get to some of these young cats, but it seems like they're very they enjoy not understanding the purpose of whatever they got going on in real time. And what I mean by that is we seen it go down with Crawford. We seen it with Deontay. We've seen it with a lot of fighters that the fans hate. You have these individuals that go at them on X hard. They go at them hard and say some real messed up stuff. And then they get blocked. And I'm saying to myself, why can't you just have a conversation and say something without being disrespectful? To allow that fighter to get to know who you are. To allow that fighter to get to know who you are. Instead of just coming at them disrespectful and then they block you, you screenshot and say, hey, ta-da, I got blocked. You don't get any more compensation for being blocked. You don't get any more clout. What's wrong with these cats, man? I don't get it, bro. They get blocked and they happy as hell that they can show Gervonta Davis has blocked you. Come on, bro. Shout out to Quinn in the building, man. Brian Norman by KO over Devin Damage Goods. Hey, man, boy, it's gonna get nasty, boy. And when I say about another 2.5 months, boy, they're gonna start talking that talk. Hey, I think I recant that. They're gonna start talking. They talk effective immediately because this is two black fighters and it's gonna get dirty. Oh, it's gonna get dirty. Niggas don't even go to fights worried about ticket sales. Man, you ain't lying, right? Worrying about ticket sales for what? I mean, how many times have I heard Turkey losing money? Who freaking gives a crap, man? I don't care about that. Crawford and Canelo Gate would be on Mount Rushmore. Hey, D-Ray, man. I don't know if you heard, but you know what they're trying to say? Hey, man, this fight ain't gonna sell like you think because of fire sticks. They're gonna be pirates in the fight. And look, this is another thing they say. Hey, this gonna be a boring fight right here, because Crawford, he ain't gonna be trying to engage with Canelo like that. He ain't gonna be trying to take risks like that. He know Canelo hit hard. This gonna be a boring fight, man. Come on, bro. What do y'all want? Oh, hey! I almost hit my Tyrese on him, yo. What more do you want from me? I had tone and sense mixed up once. What? I mean, hey, man, I ain't trying to get in the wickets, man. I've been listening to certain people say what they got to say. And guess what? I'm saying to myself, some of these people are still trying to say, I'm going to support Haney instead of Norman because they're trying to go off the Boots Ennis wave that barely left the shore. They was like, oh man, he ducking Boots. He ducking Boots. He ducking Boots. He's ducking Boots. Boots out of the picture. Oh man, shit. We was hating on Norman so much, so we can't jump on Norman bandwagon right now. Let's just support Haney, man. Let's just go support Haney. They all confused. You know what I'm saying? They was hating on Norman so bad when it was him and Boots. Now Boots is out the picture, and then they kind of questionable supporting Haney. They don't want to see a fight, but everyone have a live watch party for it. Man, you ain't never lying, dog. Man, you struck that nail on the head. These cats want to have a fight party. Make sure they get them super chats, boy. You know, they make sure they want to be there. And then look, I hope more, boxing fans show up in September and support it. I want this fight to break all the records. I want it to break all the records. I do. I really hope it's overly successful. I do. You have too many people who are spinning the doubt narrative. They're just spinning a pool of doubt. Doubt. This fight is gonna be boring. This fight ain't gonna sell that much. This fight ain't gonna do this, that, and the other. They're just spinning doubt, man. Don't you get sick and tired of that? Just doubt all the time. If it ain't, milking turkey pockets, trying to argue about him losing money is why he's not having the fights in the US of A. But yet it's the fight in the US of A, and people tell us all the time, hey, US fans don't support their fighters. But they complain about fights being taken by Turkey, who's the financier of these fights. So if Turkey want to take all these fights over in Saudi, there's nothing you can do about it except complain, yo. That's all. I need to see a live meltdown for the ones who think Canelo gonna destroy Bud. Now I'm gonna be honest. I will be doing some clipping and some screen and some screen records on that night. Oh, I truly will. Truly will. Truly will. Tabs will be open on that night. I will have multiple tabs. For real. I will have multiple tabs, man. Stamping the Mudhole translation. Hey, man, what y'all think, man? I think tomorrow, possibly. I definitely will try to do a live in the morning and, kind of drop the link and get your take. You know what I'm saying? I know the hottest chat in the MF and game always have that superb, astute input. I definitely want to hear what y'all have to say about, the upcoming fights. Always hearing the news, these upcoming fights, and then the fights that have just taken place, especially with Schofield and Farmer, how it shakes up the 135-pound division. Tank still has a fight coming up in August. People still, believing that if Tank doesn't go in here and does what Tank has always been known to do, they act like his career is over. I'm like, what? So if he goes the distance with Lamont Roach a second time, his career over with an O on his record? If he goes the distance and he still has an O on his record and he beats Lamont, you trying to tell me his career's over? Look, word has it that Turki Al-Sheikh, may potentially have Tank. maybe Tank will be able to do business with Turkey. Can you imagine? Do you think he's going to send him the Ferraris? You know, over there, Ferraris ain't nothing for them. Over there, Ferraris is just like Volkswagens. They can get a Ferrari any time of the day, man. Luxury cars to them is no problem. So when Tank say 2 Ferraris, people are like, man, why would he do that? Turkey, man, he already losing money on the fight. No. Turkey said, oh, the Baltimore native, he asked us for 2 Ferraris, man. That's hilarious. I thought he would really test us and ask for something that's insane, a F1 car or something. You know, I mean, ask us for an entire racetrack or something, you know, and the paperwork to the deed, put his name on the deed. I thought he was going to ask us for something big, but 2 Ferraris is laughable, man. They can care less about 2 Ferraris. They could care less, bro. But y'all, we should do it again tomorrow, man. You know, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. Appreciate y'all for pulling up as always, man. Be safe out there. And you know, best wishes to start your work week. There's a lot going on out here, bro. It is a lot going on out here in this world with, you know, immigration and, you know, kids going to school and finding out they you know, maybe their parent has been picked up. I mean, it's rough, man. Going, you know, people be at construction sites working, and then they pop up on them, man. It's crazy, yo. It's just crazy, man. It's wild. But man, y'all hold it down, man. Be easy. I'm out.